welcome to PT Tips with Guests. My guest today is called Tumini and I. Please welcome her to the show. Right, sis, please come and join me. Oh my gosh, you guys, let me tell you something. The reason why I brought Tumini, actually, before I start, this is my sister-in-law. We're married to brothers. And in fact, before me tell you a funny story, Tumini is the reason why I survived secondary school. Because she was there, I survived. She looked after me. As soon as she left my vicinity, I left boarding school. So she was there. Little did we know that life will bring us together and we'll become, you know how when you would think, hey, who will my sister-in-law be? My sister-in-law now became my sister. As in, is life not just sweet?
Beautiful.
Anyway, the reason why I brought Tumini is because, sis, how many times have we gone out and we just start talking about Montessori and convinced people to become like my sis here? If you want to know whether you should enroll your child in a Montessori school, just come to her. I cannot tell you how many times we've gone out and we're just talking to somebody, and before we know it, we enter into conversation and she will talk. Me, sometimes I'll give up. She lie. That's why I brought her here. So please, sis, can you introduce yourself? Tell them what you do.
Hello, people. Good to be here. Thank you for having me. So I am Tumini Boham, and like Meme has said, we're sisters, like literal sisters. Okay, so what's it about me? I'm a Montessori teacher. I'm a Montessorian through and through. I love what I do. I'm a trainer. I'm a mother of two amazing boys, age 9 and 4. Yes, it's been a beautiful journey so far. I started in 2014 and it's been amazing all the way, all through the years. Yes.
So what do you do for work?
Okay, currently for work, I train teachers, traditional teachers who wish to become Montessori teachers. I also train adults. I consult for parents and schools, on the Montessori philosophy and how to, set up their environment. So, yes, that's what I actually
Tell us about your Montessori journey. Like, how did it start and why did you decide to become a Montessori
Okay, so
teacher?
first off, I am trained 0 through 6. I have a diploma 0 to 6 years old, and then 6 to 12. Yes. So good enough to say that I'm trained all the way from birth
to 6 to 12. Birth to 12. People, somebody likes book here.
I try. Yeah. Meme started off this interview saying that we were together in secondary school, and the reverse now is the case. She introduced me to Montessori education. I was there for her graduation in 2009. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. At the time, I was still in my corporate job. No clue, no idea, nothing in the world would have, made me ever think that I would become a Montessori teacher. But yes, I was there in 2009 when she graduated in London. And then I went on with life until 2012 when I resigned. And then it was what next? And then I saw the way you were raising Ryan, and I felt like it had to be that way. I needed to know how children develop, how they grow, how can they flourish, how can we help them be all they can be. And that was how my journey started in 2014 because of you. Thank you. And yes, so my journey started in 2014, 0 to 6, or 2014, 2015, yes. And it's been amazing all through these years. Yes. Has it been easy? No. Studying isn't easy, I must say.
Especially the Montessori.
Yes, especially Montessori. Yeah. You have to put in the works, no doubt. You have to put in the works, you have to put in the long hours. You need all the support you can get, all the encouragement you can get, because working with teachers now, training teachers to be Montessori teachers, I see how they need all of that support.
Yeah.
I have seen teachers in training who have given up. I can't cope. I have other engagements in life, but we keep trying to encourage them to remain on the path. It isn't easy. You have to go through the fire. But one thing I can say, when you come through that fire, you come out blazing, you come out shining. You're ready to take on the world for and with the children, you know. So yes, that's the journey. It's beautiful but tough at the same time.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so since your training, all of your trainings actually, what first-hand benefits have you seen? Like, what have you seen in the children that makes you know that actually this method is so good for the children?
Yeah, so I've had many questions. If not Montessori, why does it have to be Montessori? And then I say, why not Montessori? Why not Montessori? Because I see children who are confident. I see that in my boys as well, who are confident, who love learning.
Yeah.
They love learning for the sake of learning.
Exactly.
Not because somebody has said, go and do something. They want to do it because there's the joy in it, there's the love. And excuse me, what better way for a child to learn?
Exactly.
So confident children who love to work, children who love to learn, holistic children, children who are considerate, children who are able to adapt. It's a given that in the last year or so, we've seen that the whole world has literally changed, you know, from one second to the other. And then we want to raise children who are able to adapt to these changes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what Montessori does. You know, in that environment, that's how we equip these children to become adaptable to any situation they find themselves. And in it, they're creative, they're confident, they're kind, they're compassionate.
Yeah.
Come on, who would not want that
For your child.
for their child or their children?
Yeah.
So that's Montessori. It's about life. It's just equipping these children for life.
Yeah, definitely. The curriculum is designed to prepare the child for life.
For life.
You know, they're not only focused on. That's why sometimes when you hear Montessori people talking, they're not really talking about the learning.
Yeah.
They're not really talking about the maths, and even if that part is even powerful on its own.
Yes.
But it's like it's about the life because they see the child. Like it's preparing the child for life.
It's seeing the child 20 years from now.
Exactly.
It's seeing the child 15 years from now. What do I want as a parent when they come to ask, is this the best for my child? And before I say anything, I said, what exactly do you envision for your child or your children?
Yeah.
And when you're able to answer those questions, then it becomes easy for you to take on the method.
Definitely. So beautiful. So I want to ask you as a trainer,
Yes.
What, like, you know how when you're training the teachers, what would you say is one thing that a teacher needs to know to prepare them for the journey as a Montessori teacher? Because people give up along the way. What's that one thing that you would tell a teacher that they need to know or they need to be ready for, you know, when they're going on the training?
So I would say this, it's not one specific answer. It's what's your vision. If we look around the world we live in today, there's so many things that we feel like we can change.
Yeah.
Yes, we're trying, you know, as adults. But like Myra Montessori said, this change can really come from these children.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like I say to teachers or teachers to be, yes, you have to love these children. But really, what is it that you want to envision? These are children in your care who will bring about the change in the world.
Yeah.
And so when we have that behind our mind and we know that, look, this is lacking in our society, this is lacking in our culture, who is going to bring that change? And I see that the answer is in that child.
Yeah.
I think that's enough to spoil you.
Yeah.
To keep you on track, to keep you motivated, to know that, look, I cannot give up because this is my task. To raise these children, to help, you know, create an environment, an enabling environment that would have these children, you know, become the change. Yeah. Change agents of change, you know, in our society. So if that is what you want as teachers, then you will remain on track.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. So I heard you say that the training is not easy.
No, the training is not easy.
Please, can you explain? How is the training not easy? Like, what is
It
a person?
takes a lot of work, no lie. In fact, I don't know why Montessori training is not a degree.
A master's degree for them.
Yes, on its own.
Yeah.
But for a diploma, it's intense.
Yeah.
It is intense. You have to put in. Do you know who we're working? We're going to work with children. We're going to help, shaping the minds and lives of these children.
Yeah.
So you don't come in to this path or on this course thinking that it's going to be a walk in the park. I have seen people who are passionate about this, even about children, but they get on the course and say, look,
I can't do it.
I can't kill myself. I can't. It is that. This is not to discourage anybody.
Yeah.
This is not to
Just to
discourage.
prepare you.
It's just to prepare you that you're going to have children in your care who would be the change agents for our world tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you're not prepared, how can you prepare these children? So you have to put in long hours. But what I always say, it becomes easier if you have good support, a good support system. Maybe you could be single. If you can plan your day and your study time, it helps a lot. Many people come on the course and they're already married with children, so it even makes it, and even with a job, a 9-to-5 job. So what we say is have a good support system.
Yeah.
If you have a good support system, you have a husband who is supportive, who would buy into your vision, and you structure your home and prepare your environment such that to a very large extent you have things sorted.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for you to study, to put in the work, and continue with your passion. Yeah.
I agree totally. There was one other question I wanted to ask. So apart from how difficult it is, like going into the training, like what advice would you give to a teacher, right, who is already in the classroom, right, who is kind of like losing steam,
right,
because the course is not easy, and also being in the classroom working as a Montessori teacher it's not easy either. You come through so many obstacles. Sometimes you lose the steam. What can you say? What advice would you give a teacher who is struggling to keep up with like the Montessori work?
Yes, so I think I'll just say this: you never stop learning.
Yeah.
When you come up for breath, it's not easy being in a Montessori classroom. You have 25 children, 25 different needs, 25 different interests.
Yep.
You have to meet all of those needs. You have to know each child in your care. I tell you for free, it's not easy.
Yep.
And so, no, that's just being real.
Yeah, it is.
Again, like I said, this is not to discourage anybody, but we just need to be real. So by the time you get home, you're exhausted. You do not have time for anything. But I would say this: you can continue that way for 3 years and you realize that you haven't achieved anything even for yourself.
Yeah.
So just like we have the children reflect on their day, we also have to reflect on our day and take stock of what it is we know. Yes, we're tired, but we never can stop learning. Have you ever had a child in your class that has said, I'm tired of learning? I have never heard.
Yeah.
They're constantly searching, they're constantly exploring, they're constantly discovering for themselves. And so it has to be for us.
Yeah.
So I would say this: yes, you're tired, yes, you're exhausted, but you just need to keep keeping on.
Yeah.
You need to find out for yourself, what kind of extra certification can I get?
Yeah.
What kind of workshops do I go for? What kind of, you just need to equip yourself. And so that keeps you going and keeps the passion and the fire burning in you, because you know more, you want to give more.
Yeah. Brilliant. I remember how, like, when I was working in Lagos, I would go to work and then I would just feel like I'm giving all of this to my classroom, and then I'll look at my son sleeping in the back seat of the car while I'm driving in Lagos traffic.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I think that was when I started to kind of lose steam and everything. But this thing you're saying, I had to reflect. I had to kind of like take a back seat, pull out for a bit, re-energize myself, do some more refresher courses, and then go back. You know? So it's
that's
true.
the only way you can give the best to the children. Like I said, they never stop learning. Why do you stop learning?
So true. Oh, okay. One more question. So so now we've talked about the teachers who want to do the training. Now for parents, right? A parent who is trying to decide of whether to take their child to traditional school or to Montessori school, can you make this decision easier for them? Why would you advise them to choose a Montessori school?
And so I would say, why not a Montessori school? Why not a Montessori school? So I've had discussion with parents. I say, what do you want for your child? Like I said earlier, what do you want for your child? Do you want a child who is self-driven? A child who is self-motivated, a child who can adapt, a confident child, a child who loves. Have you ever come in contact with a child who, once you say, let's do something, I'm like, oh my goodness. Why now? I don't blame that child because they have made learning work for that child. But a child who loves to learn, who derives joy in learning, you would never catch that child in that position. And so that's what the Montessori environment provides. It provides an environment that the children are confident in their ability, regardless of what it may be. The environment supports their interests. The environment takes notes of their weaknesses and says, yes, we all have, who doesn't have a weakness? But that's not the end of the world. What can we do? What do we focus on? What are your interests? I want a holistic child. A child who, I've had, oh my goodness, do we go on and on? I can go on and on. I've had children who take up conversations with adults. And at the end of the day, they're looking like, who is this child really? Like, can I take a break and, really think about what this child, they're very confident. They're sure of their strengths. They know what they can achieve. And for goodness sake, who would not want that for their child? So yes, that's what a Montessori environment is about. It's just equipping the child for life, preparing your child or your children for life. Do you want that? Yes, then Montessori it is.
Montessori it is. I'm telling you, because we are trained to look at the individual child. We're trained to problem solve. We're trained to say, okay, this child, what are they telling me? We're trained to put them before us.
It's about the child. Individualistic learning. That's what it is. It's not. I wonder, how it goes on in a traditional classroom. But no disrespect to any traditional school. But a Montessori school focuses on the child. Who is this child right in front of me? I have 25 children in my classroom. I know 25 children.
There's no
not by
group.
Their names alone.
But personality, where they are, their strengths, their weaknesses, the things you're working for. You have planned for each child. It's not. There's no group. All right, everybody is learning this.
Generic learning.
Yes, there's nothing like that. Like it's individual. What does this want? Even if you want to even do like a group present, you have to go back to each child and know. So you cannot not know the children. That's why it's such hard work for the teacher.
It is. And that's why you have to prepare. You have to go through the training. It's rigorous. But you have to go through that training so that you can prepare for the children.
Before we leave, I just want to say I have done different courses. Like, all these trainings, no disrespect to anybody, but I've done all these trainings. Like, I wanted to know, okay, traditional school teachers, for them to become teachers, I want to know what their training is like. And I did a training for a level 2 certificate in, childcare, child development, basically the age I work with. Sis, when I tell you that, I was like, this is it. This is all you need to know to work with children.
I recently I think I had a discussion with you where maybe this may be a little bit off, tangent from what we're talking about, but yes, parents who had made their children transit to secondary school earlier than expected,
Yes.
parents who had not taken consideration of their children's strengths or their child's strength, and then at the end of the day, it's double the work. It's double the work. But you see, in the Montessori environment, like we've said and we'll continue to say, it's individualistic learning, and then of course you have to know about that child. How do you get to know about the child? You have to consider brain development. Like they're even training us to be doctors. I don't even know.
Your
like
course is even like the 0 to 3.
Yes.
That one, like
0
you
to
learn
3.
like
You need to know even the child before they're born.
Yeah.
You know, so you're talking about brain development, you're talking about the condition of the child even in the womb. You're talking about the condition of the child after they are born. You're talking about the preparation for the child before and after they are born. You're talking about how and what to do to ensure that the brain is developing properly. So it's not a walk in the park. It's not just going to print out worksheets, I'm sorry again, for young children. It's also about knowing how is that child developing.
Yeah.
And when we have the answers to that question, then it becomes easier.
Yep. Oh, sis, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being. I hope we'll be able to convince you
And not confuse you.
that Montessori is the way.
It has to be the only way.
What did you say again? If not, what did you say? Why not?
Why not Montessori?
Why not Montessori? Why not
Montessori Education?
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. And thank you, sis. Bye. Now we're going to go and cheese. Okay, see you later.
Bye.